Hi guys, today we are going to discuss about .NET and it's the product of Microsoft and the tool name is Microsoft Visual Studio. So today agenda is we discuss what is .NET and why .NET and features of .NET and conclusion. Let us see what is .NET. So what is .NET means? .NET is a framework which is used to develop applications. The other definition given for .NET is IDE. So .NET is also called as IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, and .NET is also called as software platform, which is used to develop applications. So these are the three different definitions given for .NET. Once again, I repeat, .NET is a framework which is used to develop applications. .NET is also called as IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, which is used to develop applications. .NET is also called as software platform, which is used to develop application. Then you are going to get a question: what is framework? What is IDE? What is software platform? Let me explain what is framework. What is framework? So framework is nothing but it's a library interlinked with other libraries. Let us see the diagram of what's a framework. Let us see the architecture of framework. So framework supports, as I said, it is the collection of different libraries. Yes, so it consists of VB library and Visual C Sharp and Visual C++. So these are the different programming languages you're supported by .NET, and .NET supports 70 plus languages. Among all these languages, you can learn any one of the language. Hence, it is called as language. Hence, it is called as language independent. Next, we have something called common language specification. And the next libraries are Windows Forms, ASP.NET, Silverlight, and ActiveX Data Object, and ADO.NET, WCF, WPF, a link, and this common language runtime. These are the different libraries or different ready-made libraries are present in the framework. So framework is nothing but collection of different libraries, collection of large scale libraries which is used to develop applications. Let me explain one by one, sir. The first line indicates VB and Visual C Sharp, Visual C++, and common language specification, Windows Forms, ASP.NET, Silverlight, and ActiveX data object, which is called as ADO.NET, and WCF, WPF link, and common language runtime. So let me explain about the first line. And these are the different libraries which are present in Visual Studio. So this is called Visual Studio Framework, a basic architecture of in all versions you can find. So let me explain what does first line indicates. The first line indicates it supports 70 plus languages. You can use any one of the languages in order to develop applications. So hence it is called language independent, and .NET supports language interoperability. .NET supports language interoperability. And because once you develop application half of the project, if you develop with VB, the rest of the object we can complete in Visual C Sharp, because .NET has common language specification, so that .NET is language interoperable. And let me explain about common language specification. Common language specification means, let me explain. This common language specification we can denote with MSIL. MSIL stands for Microsoft Intermediate Language. Let me explain. So let us take VB programming language, where .NET supports VB. In similar way, .NET supports Visual C Sharp, and next to Visual C++. So let me explain about this common language specification. Let us take three language examples. In three languages, we are developing one application, and that one statement we have written something like we declared one variable in VB. The variable can be declared like this: dim a as integer. So this is the way how to declare a variable in VB. In similar way, we can declare a variable in Visual C Sharp. So we can write something int a. Even in Visual C++ also we can write in similar way. But here the compilation is different. The libraries, the compilers are different. When you're working with particular programming language, library compilers are different. Now, after developing, so I'm taking one line example. I'm taking one instruction. So you can write multiple lines of code, but I've taken only one line of code. And after writing that, we must compile the code because your computer cannot understand high-level languages. So that we need to compile them. So let me compile VB, and let me compile the Visual C Sharp, and let me compile Visual C++. So after compiling, let me explain. After compiling, so VB compiler and Visual C Sharp compiler, and Visual C++ compiler. After compiling this, we are going to get a common code. We are going to get a common code which is denoted as MSIL. So after compiling VB and after compiling Visual C Sharp, after compiling this Visual C++, we are going to get a common code which is called common code we are going to get. The common code is nothing but int32. So which can be denoted as MSIL, which can be denoted as MSIL. MSIL stands for Microsoft Intermediate Language. Microsoft Intermediate Language. Microsoft Intermediate, which is also called as Common Language Specification. Once you write in code in VB or in Visual C Sharp or Visual C++, we are going to get a common code, which is also called as managed code. The managed code can be called as Microsoft Intermediate Language, which can be called as Common Language Specification. The specifications are common for all the languages which are supported by .NET, so which can be treated as CLS. So common language specification. So how to define a common language specification? So here I want to explain one point. In .NET, data types are common for all the languages. In .NET, data types are common for all the languages. Just a second, guys. Let me select this properly. So your .NET supports data types are common. Data types are common for all the languages. Hence it is called common type specification, which is called what, sir? Common type specification. Common type specification. So that's what I have shown in the diagram, sir. Your VB and Visual C Sharp are using data type as A integer. With this specification, these data types are common for all the languages which are supported by .NET, which is called common type specification, which can be denoted as CTS. After compiling that, we are going to get a MSIL code. After compiling that, we are going to get MSIL code, which is can be treated as what, sir? Common language specification. Means after common type specification, we are getting this common language specification. Hence, your CLS is the subset of CTS. We can define common language specification. Common language specification is the subset of CTS. So this is what is that common language specification? What do you mean by common language specification? The next one is Windows Forms. So here Windows Forms is a library which is used to develop graphical user or Windows based applications. Let me explain about Windows Forms. Right, so let me explain about Windows Forms. WinForms, you can say Windows Forms. So Windows Forms, what is Windows Forms means? It is a library, sir. It is a library which is used to develop Windows-based applications. Windows-based applications. So it's a ready-made library to develop Windows applications. In order to develop these applications, we need to take the support of any one of the language. Let me show practically, sir, what is Windows Forms and uh, what are the supported language we are taking. So let me start with Visual Studio. Let me show in your demo session.